So Columns Pro has a great feature that allows us to add dividers within our columns. So let me go ahead and create a really quick layout here. I'm just going to add some text in this column, and let's do a 3-column layout. So I'm just going to copy and paste this column 3 times. Now remember, Columns Pro, even though we want our columns to be in 3 columns, it's always vertical, it's always horizontal. They take up the full width inside of edit mode. Now, if we add this plus button, you'll notice that we have another option here called for column divider. Let's go ahead and add a column divider. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add column divider right there. And let's go ahead and add another one. And I'm going to add it right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and preview this. So if you notice in preview, we have our dividers, but it's all very crowded. So let's go ahead and fix that. We're just going to go into the Columns Pro and add a little bit of margin and padding. Preview that. And there we go. I have 3 nice columns with dividers. Now, what's really cool is inside the dividers, you can actually display visibility, right? So if we were to go ahead and look at this on mobile, so if we were to look at this web page on mobile, what you'll notice is that there's quite a large gap here, probably a bigger gap than you might want. And that's actually caused by the divider. So what we can do is inside the divider, we can go ahead and say hide for small only. And let's go ahead and do that on both. If we preview again, you'll see that that gap is now tamed, right? This is the natural gap between the columns. And that larger gap is caused by the dividers is gone because we're hiding the divider on mobile, even though we couldn't really see it. Now, another issue you might run into is if you were to explicitly set column widths. So by default at tablet size, all columns are set to auto. But let's go ahead and set them to 4. So we're going to explicitly set each column to be 33%. And let's go ahead and preview that. We would expect that this to be actually work and be 100% the same. But if we preview this, we'll notice that it's not the same. Our third column is actually going down. Why is that? Well, the reason is we actually have these dividers are creating kind of like a 5-column layout, okay? Where essentially these columns that contain the dividers are actually like 1 pixel wide. Therefore, if we use 33.3%, 1/3, and 1/3, there's no room for the 2 pixels. So the way we fix that is you need to at least set 1 column to be auto, okay? So if we set this middle column to be auto, you'll see that now it works. And the reason is the way auto works. Auto basically says, take this column and fit the rest of the space. So we're ensuring that this first column is 33%. The second column is 33%. These dividers are taking up 1 pixel apiece. And then this middle column is going to be auto. Now, if you're going to do all 3 columns even, you could just set them all to auto and that works, right? But if you wanted a different column split, for example, let's say I wanted this first one to be 3 and the last one to be 6, right? The middle one, instead of setting a value, just set it to auto, and it will fill that space automatically for us and keep our 3-column layout. Now, a really quick note on styling your dividers, because I know we're going to want to do that. You can quickly style the height of the divider with the height swatch. So in this example, I've set the height to 50%. And then you can also style the color and the style of the border as well. So let's quickly look at this. If we preview our page, we'll notice that I've made the dividers 50% height. Now, dividers will always auto-center within the columns, but you can adjust the height really easily. So that way, if you don't want, I think having a not 100% height probably looks the best. Next up is color. So you can change the color to be whatever you want. Now, you can also change the style, but one caveat with the style is you need to make sure that you use the detailed border style. And the reason for this is you need to set top, bottom, and left to none, because only the right border is used with the divider. So if I, for example, set the left border to be solid, you'll actually see the left border be created for that divider. And we don't want that, right? So go ahead and do that. And then you can also use anything. So we have dotted. So there's a lot of various nice effects that you can use. I think dashed solid and dotted probably look the best. And the easiest way to define your swatch selector is simply to go to the element and then choose column divider. And this will quickly assign all dividers in your entire page with the same style.